Fuck this. I'm ready to be a TV star. I'm back. This is video 2 of 3. And this is all in preparation for my free on-camera class. The second one and the final one before pilot season starts. The last one was such a hit that I'm doing it again and giving folks a chance to jump on board. So the free on-camera class will happen this Sunday. And in order to join it, you have to watch all 3 videos because I'm going to ask you 3 questions about these videos. And the people that get it right get to get free on-camera coaching with me in Sunday's class. Sunday's class will be virtual on Zoom. You'll have a camera in front of you like your phone, and you'll dial into a link, and I'll talk to you, and we'll coach sides for pilot season. So, the last video we talked about the 3 things that you absolutely need to book an on-camera job. That series regular, that recurring, that you have been dying to have in your arsenal forever. You have been out here doing the grind, you got the training, you get 3 on-camera auditions a year. Or if you do get, 4 or 5 a month or a lot during pilot season, you go in and something is missing. You don't book the job. You don't get feedback that's positive or negative. You don't get callbacks. You go through pre-screens and they don't call you for the actual audition. You don't have producer sessions. You don't get to screen test. You don't get put on hold. All this stuff, which means basically you're not getting closer to your goal. And the purpose of these classes is so you don't spend another pilot season going, I'm not getting younger and a show am getting broker. Where's the dream? So that's what I've been talking about in these videos. And I talked about 3 things last time, and then I was like, oh no, we need a 4th one. The most important thing that I talked about that you need last video was how to create the reality. That first opening moment creates the reality in a TV audition. Because guess what? If the scene is taking place in a police station, if it's taking place in a coffee shop, you're not in a coffee shop and you're not at a police station in the audition. How do you create the reality of actually being there? You're not a cop. What if you were a detective in the scene? How do you create the reality? Especially if it's not written in the text or you don't even have the script. And I talked about how this term, creating the reality, which is a TV acting term that I learned on set, doing a Bob Balaban movie. And it was really a very valuable thing for me. I also learned it again when I did Phoebe in Wonderland, and Felicity Huffman was like blowing up the set. She just knew so much about the camera, and she taught me this term, and she's like, go back, look at yourself when after a take, are you creating the reality of the place and time and set of circumstances that you're in? And so basically what I have figured out, this term, creating the reality, and when you get actor training, I was trained in Meisner at Rutgers, or I have my MFA, if it's Juilliard, NYU, wherever. The theatrical term is, what are your given circumstances? And that's great for theater text because the theater text gives you everything. Television text, it's about the subtext. So actually, the scene is not happening on the page. It's happening psychologically, and the camera is trying to see that happen to you and not catch you lying, which is why given circumstances and creating the reality are super, super important. So if you want to learn more about that, go back to the first video or go to thedreamunlock.com and sign up right now, thedreamunlock.com, and we'll send you the first video. And I go into detail about creating the reality. So the second thing that I talked about, and I'm going to get a little woo-woo today, it's going to be very exciting, is how does the character, and this feeds into creating the reality, how does the character get what they need in this world? Because every scene is about getting what you need, especially in television. In television, there is a time factor that we have. You have an hour-long show, you have a half-hour show. You have to get through the plot. And that show has to stand on its own. What if it's somebody seeing the show for the first time, right? You have to tell a complete story, right? So that's why understanding how characters get what they need, that's why every scene is built like its own little play. People have an agenda. They are trying to get something based on how their character always gets something, which is why it's really important in TV and film. because you have to know who this character is in order to play them. You have to come in as a guest star knowing who they are. You have to know what their strategies are and be able to counter, right? Is this person a bully? Okay, is this person passive aggressive? Does this person use their warmth to get what they need? Does this person stroke and make you feel good? And, you know, how do they get you to give them what they need and make it feel like it was your idea? Every character, especially in television and film, because you've got shows that run for 10 years, right? They're really building a whole person in those characters. So understanding that, even for a guest star, it's important, because that life is not in TV writing. It's in the psychology of your performance. So now here's where I'm going to get a little woo, and some of you are already woo with me. I like to think of the psychology of a character in terms of astrology. Don't go there with me. It's important. Okay. In astrology, you have the person's sun sign, which represents the face that they show the world. That's how they appear. Cool, calm, collected, whatever, right? The moon sign is how they feel inside, and that's the part of themselves they don't show to the world. And then the rising sign are the set of strategies a person uses to get what they want in this world. When I read that in an astrology book, I was like, this is genius. This can help me as an actor. So call me crazy, whatever works for you. When I look at a character, I decide what their sun sign is. What's the face that they show the world? I'm cool, I'm calm, collected. Or I'm totally neurotic all the time and extremely needy. Say that's the sun sign, say that's the face. The moon sign is how a person really feels inside, but they don't tell anyone. They never share that. You have to really know them, right? So if cool, calm, and collected is my sun sign, my moon sign may be totally afraid of never being loved, right? That may be one of the characteristics of my moon sign. And that's the person that I never, ever, 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 ever show to anyone, right? I'm telling you all my business. Anyway, so the moon sign has this sun sign that shows its face to the world, okay? That face that it shows to the world is to protect that moon sign, which is inside, all right? It's basic human psychology. I just like to think of it in terms of astrology. So, and then the rising sign are the set of characteristics about that personality that they put in action. How do they get what they want, okay? All right? Whenever I'm looking at a character, I immediately identify what those factors are, and it helps me put together a character. So knowing how somebody gets what they want, is it with language? Is it with guilt? How do they do it? My rising sign happens to be Leo, okay? Leos are the quintessential actors. They're performers, they're entertainers who like everybody to feel good and laugh and smile, which is why my videos are mad dramatic, because that's how I get people to open up to what I want, to receive what I'm giving, or to do what I want them to do. If it's on stage, I want you to empathize with my character, right? If it's in this video, I want you to really listen to this information, and the way that I do that is through my wit, my humor, my drama, my hot pink nails, my very big hair. I'm performing for you. That is how I get what I need in the world, in my public face, right? My private face is a nurturer and a giver and a mommier and a mama bear, right? Same thing. That affects character. That affects how I'm going to play a cop going into a scene, if those are the choices that I make, right? Do an analysis of some of your favorite characters on television. What is the face that they show to the world? Got it together all the time. Maybe that's it. If it's Mariska Hargitay, right, on Law and Order, that's the sun sign. Their character's moon sign is, I've been hurt. And I've been hurt because I was a woman and because I was vulnerable. So now I protect other women. That's her thing. That's her raison d'etre, right? It drives every decision she makes in investigating a case, right? How she won't let go of certain things. How she'll be fearless about advocating for a woman. How she make the men leave the room if the victim is a woman and she wants to talk to her woman to woman. How she honors that space, right? Her rising sign is her toughness. Okay, and the rising sign again is about how a person gets what they want. Mariska gets what she wants, being direct, tough, never taking no for an answer, fearless about asking questions and pursuing leads, and like a bulldog, she gets a hold of something and she doesn't let go until she has an answer. That's an analysis of that character. If you were going in to do a guest spot opposite her, you need to know what you're walking into the room with and then create a character who can counter that. Because if you do the same thing, then the scene has no conflict, right? How do you counter that? How does your character deal with those set of characteristics? And then you give your character a profile. What's the face they show to the world? How do they really feel inside? Then what are the strategies they use to get what they want? I think astrology is fun because each horoscope has its own psychological profile, which if I say to myself, oh, okay, their rising sign is Virgo, I totally know how to go there. Because of what I know about those horoscopes, that psychological profile, very organized, type A personality, they care for their loved ones very methodically, they focus on one thing at a time, right? I already know that set of profiles. For you, it can come in adjectives, right? How does this person get what they want? Get specific. And sometimes I find going line by line with the script is really, 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 really helpful. Because every line tells you what a particular action is that they're doing to get what they want. And you can use that to create a profile about this person. What kind of people do they love? You know, how do they like to have sex? All right. What drives them? What's their biggest fear? These are all great questions to help you put together that profile. This is super important with on-camera work. This is a profile you create for yourself. Get specific line by line how they get what they want. And then at the end, write down a profile for yourself, or better yet, speak it out loud and record it. So you start talking like a person that operates this way, a person that pushes people gently into a corner, right? A person who makes everyone feel like they are the center of the universe when they're speaking to them, right? That may be the profile you come up with for that particular character. But once you have that profile, it will make your audition unforgettable because you will have created a complex person, a deeply layered person. And nobody else is going to walk in and do that with that kind of specificity and detail, and they're not going to make the same choices you would. And it's because you're making a huge host of choices. You're creating a human being. That's the audition that gets the callback. That's the audition that gets the producer session. And let me tell you, getting that far, or the screen test, or getting pinned, getting that far is a super, super win. Because all the people you wow in that room keep calling you back every new show they work on. Right? That's how you make an audition that goes pladow, blood on the floor. This is all I have for you people now. This is it. The psychology of the character. What's that rising sign? So, if you want to see the first video, go to thedreamunlocked.com and sign up. When you sign up, you'll get sent the first video, and then you will be in the running for the free class this coming Sunday. Please comment in the bottom of the comments if you're watching this on social media, or email us, AprilYvetteThompson@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, April Yvette Thompson. Find me on Twitter, April Y. Thompson. Find me on Instagram, April Y. Thompson. Tell me what you're thinking. Ask me your questions. Love you. Mean it. Let's do this.